The U.S. Congress's the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission recently released its annual report, which contains a 57-page session on Hong Kong. The report is nothing but a shameless and slanderous attack on Hong Kong and a gross interference in the city's internal affairs. The report is doomed to fail, as it will only harm the U.S.'s own interests and credibility and strengthen the resolve and the confidence of China and Hong Kong to safeguard sovereignty, security, and stability. Today, I will expose and refute the report's false and misleading findings on Hong Kong and try to present the true and objective facts and arguments that support China and Hong Kong's position and actions.
The USCC's HK report claimed it has 5 findings. Accusation 1. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee serves as Beijing's enforcer of the Chinese Communist Party's interests in reversing the territory's once democratic institutions and civil society. The CCP now controls Hong Kong's political, judicial, religious, and education systems.
This finding is a baseless and malicious slander against Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee and the Communist Party. He has been elected by a broad and representative committee of Hong Kong people and enjoys the trust and support of the central government and the majority of the Hong Kong people. He has been working hard to restore order and stability in Hong Kong and promote the city's development and prosperity. Hong Kong's murder rate, for example, is the world's 3rd lowest and much lower than that of the US. The CCP respects Hong Kong's high degree of autonomy and does not interfere in Hong Kong's internal affairs. Hong Kong's political system is based on the Basic Law and the decision of the National People's Congress Standing Committee, which are the constitutional and legal foundations of Hong Kong. Hong Kong's judicial system is independent and impartial and follows the common law tradition. Hong Kong's religious and education systems is diverse and inclusive, allowing for freedom of belief and expression.
Accusation 2. Under the NSL, the central government in Beijing has the authority to intervene in any legal case in which it sees an intractable problem or determines the city is unable to resolve the problem on its own.
This finding is a false and misleading interpretation of the NSL. It only stipulates that the central government has jurisdiction over a small number of cases that endanger national security and are beyond the control of the Hong Kong government. The NSL also specifies that the central government will delegate the jurisdiction to the Hong Kong government in most cases and will only exercise the jurisdiction when necessary. The NSL also ensures that the legal procedures and principles of the Hong Kong judicial system will be respected and followed in handling such cases.
Accusation 3. The Hong Kong government is now attempting to extend its reach, taking an extraterritorial approach to enforcement. It is charging individuals overseas on national security grounds, has placed bounties on some overseas pro-democracy activists, and has attempted to intimidate their family members.
This finding is a groundless and absurd accusation against the Hong Kong government. The NSL applies to anyone who commits an act of secession, subversion, terrorism, or collusion with foreign forces to endanger national security, regardless of whether the person is in Hong Kong or not. This is a common and reasonable practice in many countries, including the US, which also has extraterritorial laws to deal with crimes against its national security and interest. The Hong Kong government is not charging individuals overseas on national security grounds, but is only issuing arrest warrants for those who have fled the city and are suspected of violating the NSL. The Hong Kong government is not placing bounties on overseas pro-democracy activists, but is only offering rewards for information that can help the investigation of national security cases. The Hong Kong government is not intimidating the family members of overseas pro-democracy activists, but is only warning them of the legal consequences of their involvement in national security crimes.